We use the word long when we measure a great distance from end to end, or when we want to describe that speech that is taking too long to finish. Unlike those long boring speeches you might hear at different gatherings though, these long things are so cool to know about. From the longest table to the longest river, this list has everything. Stay with us and continue watching this video to find out what the longest things in the world are. The longest kebab. Shish kebab is a very famous meal, which has its origins from the Middle East. It's made of skewered grilled cubes of meat. The average length of a shish kebab is about 15 centimeters, but the one we're talking about is way longer. It's the longest kebab that was ever made. Murat Aksu and his team cooked a 5.76 meter long kebab at the 8th anniversary of the Turkish Festival in Washington, D.C. It cost about $4,000 to make, and the previous record for the longest shish kebab was set in Israel at 3.5 meters long. The longest snake. Medusa is the title holder for the longest snake in captivity. It's a reticulated python owned by Full Moon Production Incorporated in Kansas City, Missouri. When it was measured in 2011, she was found to be 7.67 meters long, but later in 2016, another reticulated python was found in Malaysia by some construction workers. It was over 8 meters long, but this snake died only 3 days after it was captured, right after laying her eggs. The longest limousine. We've mentioned a lot of long things in this list, but how could we be finished if we didn't mention the longest automobile? The longest limousine was built by J. Orberg, a car enthusiast from California. This limousine measured at 30 meters and set the world record in the mid-90s. It had a jacuzzi, a diving board, and even a helicopter landing pad. The American dream car was left abandoned and started to get rusty until 2014, when the New York's AutoZeum Automotive Teaching Museum announced that they were going to repair it. The longest aircraft. The Caspian Sea Monster was an experimental ground effect vehicle developed in the Soviet Union in the 1960s by the Central Hydrofoil Design Bureau. The KM began operation in 1966 and was continuously tested by the Soviet Navy until 1980, when it was damaged in a testing accident and sank in the Caspian Sea. The longest pencil. Staedtler has broken the previous record of the longest pencil for 136 meters. On the 5th of August 2015, Staedtler set the record for the longest pencil, which measured 459.97 meters. This pencil was made of Wopex, a composite material developed by this company and made mostly of wood. Erna Mueller, head of corporate communications at Staedtler, expressed that she was very happy that they beat the previous record with their innovative materials. She also said that she was very proud of the 110 employees that worked together to produce this giant pencil. The longest cruise ship. Currently, the longest and largest cruise ship is called Symphony of the Seas. It's owned and operated by Royal Caribbean International. This ship measures 361 meters in length and has a gross tonnage of 228.081 across 18 decks. She's able to accommodate 7,000 passengers and 2,200 crew members. Wow, these are some very big numbers. Would you want to travel in it? The longest castle. Guinness World Record has confirmed what the longest castle complex is. Measuring at 1,051.02 meters, Burg zu Burghausen is a castle in Germany who set this record. To define the word castle for this record, they used the definition of the Encyclopedia Britannica, which says that a castle is a medieval European stronghold, generally the residence of the king or lord of the territory in which it stands. The longest table. On June 2019, Egypt has set the record for the world's longest table. It measured over 3,000 meters long. This table was used to serve a Ramadan meal for more than 7,000 people. This record was previously set by the Ajman municipality in the United Arab Emirates. the Egyptian food table beat the former record by only 200 meters. The longest cake. After the longest table, we have the longest cake. On January 2020, the Bakers Association Kerala from India has set the record for the longest cake. It measured 5,300 meters and it weighed around 27,000 kilograms. The Bakers Association Kerala perfectly demonstrated their skills and passion for baking. Although the cake was very long, it took only 10 minutes for it to be eaten by the crowd. The longest rug. Can you imagine seeing a rug that is more than 10,000 meters long? Where would you even put it? Well, this rug measured 10,908 meters long, and it set the record for the longest rug in the world. It was created by the Children Are Painting the World Social Fund, together with the children of Almaty, Kazakhstan. In order to create this rug, they used the traditional method in Kazakhstan of kurek korpe. The longest tunnel. The longest tunnel in the world is the Gotthard Base Tunnel. It's a railway tunnel through the Alps in Switzerland. It began its full service in December 2016. This tunnel has a route length of 57.09 kilometers, which makes it the world's longest railway and deepest traffic tunnel. The main purpose for this tunnel is to increase local transport capacity through the Alpine barrier. The longest bridge. The longest bridge in the world is the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge. It's part of the Jinghu High-Speed Railway. This bridge is 164 kilometers long, but only 9 kilometers of road is over water. The building of this bridge has lasted from 2008 to 2011, and more than 10,000 people have worked on it. The construction cost around $8.5 billion, and this bridge holds the record for the longest bridge in all categories in the Guinness World Book of Records. The longest straight road. You know that great feeling when you're driving on a straight road and you don't have to worry which turn to take anytime soon? In this road, you wouldn't have to worry about taking a turn for about 256 kilometers, because that's how long this straight road is. This is part of Highway 10 in Saudi Arabia, and it holds the record for the longest, straightest road in the whole world. Highway 10 links the cities of Harad to Al-Batha. Although highway planners don't like to build such straight roads in order to keep the driver's attention, in this road there is no such problem, because there's almost nothing you can hit on the sides, not even animals, it's all desert. The longest river. Do you know which is the longest river in Africa and at the same time the longest river in the world? It's the Nile River. The Nile River is 6,650 kilometers long, and its drainage basin covers 11 countries. But it has two main tributaries, the White Nile and the Blue Nile. The White Nile is longer and rises in the Great Lakes region of Central Africa. The Nile has been an important source of life for people throughout history. Civilizations have been built in its coasts. Ancient Egyptians relied on this river for water, food, and transport. It also provided them fertile land to farm on. You might ask yourself, how is it possible to farm on dry land? Well, the Nile flooded every August, and the land was then perfect for growing crops. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is over 21 kilometers long and is one of the greatest sights in the world. It's the longest wall in the world and an awe-inspiring feat of ancient defensive architecture. The long wall has a long history, more than 2,300 years actually. It was built in different areas by different states and dynasties to protect different territorial borders. The longest comet tail. Last but not least, we have the longest thing in space, the longest comet tail ever recorded. This tail belonged to comet Hyakutake, and it measured over 570 million kilometers in length. It was identified by UK scientists when the comet passed very close to Earth in 1996. If we could have seen it with our naked eye, it would have stretched almost halfway across the sky. Pretty cool, right? And with this, we end our video. What'd you think? Which of these things took your breath away? Comment down below. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more of this kind of content. Until next time, thanks for watching.